Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with Memphis Depay, as a new report have come out claiming that Memphis Depay wants to leave Barcelona on a free transfer, and his lawyers are currently in talks with the club. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that Chelsea want total 25 million euros for their defensive duo of Azpilicueta and Alonso. Barcelona are currently falling short of 5 million euros. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into those stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Memphis Depay's lawyers are currently in Barcelona to negotiate his exit from the club in the ongoing transfer window, according to Fabrizio Romano. Depay signed for Barca only last summer, but had penned just a 2-year deal after arriving from Olympique Lyon as a free agent. The Dutchman, though, has fallen down the pecking order at the Camp Nou after the slew of attacking signings made by the club in January and the summer. As a result, Xavi Hernandez has already informed the 28-year-old that he would not be playing much this coming season, telling the player that an exit would be his best option. Barcelona have already put him for sale and have been demanding a sum of 20 million euros for his services. Depay, who was reluctant to leave at first, has now accepted his fate and is ready to move on from Catalonia. However, in order to do so, Memphis Depay is asking Barca to terminate his contract and let him leave for free, that is, as a free agent. So Depay's lawyers are thus in Barca, in their offices currently, as they try to negotiate a deal for him to leave as a free agent. Even if such an agreement is reached, Depay would only consider leaving Barcelona for a top club. That too, if he feels that it is the right project for his career. Tottenham Hotspur have been heavily linked with a move for the Dutchman, but he is reluctant to return to the Premier League after his ordeals in England with Manchester United. Juventus have emerged as a much more realistic possibility for Memphis Depay, as they would be competing for top honours and would be able to provide regular game time as well. However, for such a move to materialise, Barcelona will have to agree to let Depay leave for free, just a year after his arrival on a Bosman deal. A lot have been said these days about Memphis Depay's future. The player definitely is not happy with the way things are going, his situation. Barcelona have signed a lot of forwards. Depay last season was the protagonist under Ronald Koeman, but things have changed drastically. Of course, it started when he first of all, he had an injury. Then when Xavi came, Xavi signed Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, and Xavi already prioritized Aubameyang over Memphis Depay since January. So it has been so difficult for Memphis Depay to find his way back to the team. Very, very difficult. And things just got worse when Barcelona signed Lewandowski and Rafinha, right? So definitely it's just good to be honest with him, because Xavi, from reports, have already told Memphis that you will not have a place. That's just it. Rather than keeping him and giving hopes that he might play, whereas he will not even be in the plans of Xavi, just told him already that he can look for other clubs where he thinks he can play regular team football. So as it stands right now, Depay has accepted his fate, and his lawyers are currently in Barca to negotiate with Barcelona over a sale for the player, but not a sale that will generate money for Barca. As a free agent, Depay does not want to be used by Barcelona, because he feels that if Barca sell him to make money, then it was like his time. After abusing his contract, it's as if Barca wants to, make money out of it and take him for a fool. But that is why Depay have been insisting over and over that if you guys want to let me go, then it must be as a free agent. It must be as a free agent, just as how you brought me to Barcelona as a free agent. So be it. He came, we can't remember, this guy came to Barcelona, he took a salary cut. By then, Barca was really suffering, with financial issues, even up to now. But even though that issues have been reduced with the economic levers, right? Depay wants just to balance everything right. Normally, it is his right He has a contract with the club, right? He has every right to say, I'm not leaving. He has every right. It's a contract. It's a written contract. So if he's coming to a mutual agreement, then I don't know if Barca have to respect what he said. So let's see. It's going to be complicated somehow. Now that his lawyers have been involved in this, then it is something serious. So let's see what is being concluded at the end of the day between Barcelona and his lawyers. Then on to the next story of discussion. In order to complete its sporting project for the 2022-23 football season, Barcelona are now working on finalizing the deals for Chelsea defenders Marcos Alonso and Cesar Azpilicueta. Barcelona understand the players want to move to Camp Nou, all of them, but the conditions put forward by Chelsea have been so difficult for Barca to process. In a recent visit to Barcelona of Chelsea's new owner Todd Boehly, Spanish publication Sport says the Blues demanded 25 million euros for the two defenders, but Barcelona are in no way considering paying that amount for them. All that because first, Barcelona know the players themselves are eager to move, and second, the duo only has 1 year left on their respective contracts. For Barca, their approach is to treat these two players, these two transfers separately, as they believe it should not take more than 10 million each for these players to move to La Liga. But, to put things into perspective, Barcelona are hoping to get these deals done for less than 20 million euros. At Chelsea, there's never been any resistance in terms of blocking that move, although Chelsea want Barcelona to respect the conditions they put forward. On the other hand, the delay in completing the aforementioned transfers is caused by Chelsea's inability to sign replacements, but now things are getting in place for the Stamford Bridge outfit. First up, they have agreed personal terms with Brighton's Marco Correa, and even the transfer fee has now been settled. Next, they are also pushing to acquire Wesley Fofana from Leicester City. If they manage to pull these two deals in time, Barcelona will hope to get into advanced negotiations for Alonso and Azpilicueta this week itself. For now, however, all Barcelona can do is just to wait for Chelsea to fill their respective voids. So once that is done, Thomas Tuchel will open the doors for Barca-bound defenders to leave or to find a move. Up to this very point in time, Barca are so determined that they will bring Alonso and Azpilicueta, two of the most linked fullbacks for Barcelona this summer. Xavi loves those two players a lot, and he's determined to do everything to bring the two of them to the Camp Nou. Barcelona, of course, will find it so difficult. Chelsea have been demanding up to 25 million euros for those two. Something that Barca does not see it as fair. Because from what we have been talking about, the offers that Barca want to make for those two players is a grand total of 20 million euros. And funny enough, those two players just have but 1 year left on their contract, and that is even a more reason why Barcelona think those players should be cheaper than what Chelsea had demanded. Cheaper than that. And of course, we know that because they are not young players. Azpilicueta is 32, I think Alonso is 31, so it's just natural that these players cannot have that value as young players who are at their peak, right? So let's see how it goes. The negotiations are not easy, but as I said earlier, it all depends on Chelsea getting their replacements first. Then that negotiation with Barca will be so easy. Marco Correa from Brighton have been strongly linked, and from reports, Chelsea have successfully hijacked Correa from Manchester City's hands, and personal agreement with the player has been reached. So Barca will be praying that that deal should be done, because Correa is a left back coming, and of course Chelsea can now facilitate Alonso's move to Barca. So coolers, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.